A little bit of ashes, all I need. A little bit of muddy in between. A little bit of soak, cause all I see.
Buying and selling. Joshua got technically we already had one, but we lost it. A label printer.
Which I think I found out today that one's color.
What one?
The one that you got. I think it does color.
No, it's thermal print.
Oh, okay.
It's thermal. This one should be thermal print as well, right?
Yeah, mine's thermal. It's not color.
So it's not actually printing. It's more like burning. But it prints labels directly. And you've been eBaying.
I know. In the last...
You're my eBay.
In the last, not even 24 hours, I've listed 6, 7
6
things.
books? And sold them all?
And I've sold a little more than half.
Holy moly.
Not just books, but some other old tech that I don't use anymore. But
I saved that for you. I actually meant to put that sticker on you last time, but I forgot.
You are cute.
Yep. And don't you forget it.
I think everybody's excited about Marvel again.
Yeah.
Because of Robert Downey Jr. being Dr. Doom. So I also have a lot of books that I've been I've bought in the past and then with the intent to sell, but I never did. And then when we moved, I think it was because we were trying to, or before we tried to hook up the printer and it didn't work. And then we moved.
And it went into a black hole. I can't find it.
Yeah, and now we just can't find it.
I'm sure we're going to find it now.
I was whatever. Business swipe. They just bought another one, and then as soon as it... Is it chicken in there?
No, there's nothing in there.
Are you sure?
Yep, I'm sure. I watched them play with it all day. There's a bag from... I got a $17... it's more like two and a half person chicken meal from Vaughn's today. It came in a paper bag, and they have just been having a ball with it.
Can they see Murdy? Murdy's pooping right now. Can they see Murdy on your screen? Maybe just a little bit. His head,
just the top of his head. Yeah, we increased the feng shui of our background. It used to be a litter box, front and center on the left side of my head. But now we have a little screen that blocks it off from most of the house. So they have their own little bathroom now, which they're all using.
We were intending to close it.
Oh, for this?
Time.
Wait, I'll do it.
Marty's in there. Careful, you might give him a fright.
That's true. You're right. It's bad timing. Whenever you start yapping about comics, then I'll go up and do that.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, so we just bought a label printer.
Yeah.
And then came in this morning. Ordered it last night while I was listing stuff on eBay. And then it came in this morning. And I just started printing labels.
Wow.
So,
did you guys know that mug flipping is one of the most lucrative eBay categories? Many limited edition. Mug is just such a common thing that people collect. But yeah, there's so many. It's a lot of Gary Vee, right? He kind of popularized it.
Yeah, that's how he started it. Yeah. But I think it was just people's grandparents die, people's parents die. And so, you kind of just donate a lot of the
you don't want to look
stuff.
at it, I bet.
And yeah, you're not looking at all.
They're wrestling
WrestleMania over there. Nobody has time to properly look through every little thing in a house. So
even if you want to.
Yeah, unless it's yeah.
What did you get? The mug that you found?
The
red one.
Yeah, it was just low. I was going to say low print run. That's the comic version. Small production.
Small batch.
Yeah, small batch production for a pretty elite golf brand. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I was at Goodwill. I was actually going to Seafood City to go get some Filipino food.
Woo!
And then
Missed that. We need to go back.
yeah. So I was going to Seafood City to get some not seafood. Tocino.
Chicken and pork tocino.
Yeah, and then there's like a Goodwill next door, so I was just like, I'll stop in real quick and just see what's in there. Because I think I was looking for like Demitasse mugs at the time, which is for espresso.
Oh, right.
So I popped in, didn't see anything, and then I saw this mug with the logo that I recognize. Scotty Cameron. If you play golf, then you know. Oh no, it wasn't Scotty Cameron. It was Vokey wedges. But still, if you play golf, you know what that means. And I saw it and I was like, I've never seen one of these before in my life. And then I look it up and it's like a $250 mug, and I got it for $2, and I gave it to my dad as a Christmas gift.
Yeah.
And I told him, I was like, you could sell it,
yeah,
or you can keep it, whatever. I don't care. But my dad's a golfer, and he taught me how to golf. So
he's also is he a seller? I know he's big on like buying and trading and.
Probably just more work related now. No, I don't think like as like a hustle, but
he is a hustler though, I would say.
Yeah.
Just in general.
Yeah.
State of mind.
You know, estate sales or like giving stuff to Goodwill, and then people just pricing stuff cheap. But
Yard sale.
Yard
prices.
sale. Generally not knowing that mugs are a collectible in the sense that, you know, if you go to Disneyland at a certain time of year or something, then they're only producing those mugs for that specific like time, and then they'll stop when the season's over and a new season comes or whatever. So people will just start collecting them. And just what makes anything valuable in collecting is its production or print total number, and whether or not people actually want it. There has to be a desire for it in the first place. But if you have those two things, then at that point you can expect a pretty big increase in value. You can still have collectibles if there is a big print or production run, but yeah, if it's a desired thing that people want and there was a low distribution, production, print run, whatever it is, then you can expect that the money for it is pretty good. But you could still have like a low production, low print run, but if nobody wants it, then it doesn't mean anything. So
scarcity and demand.
Yeah. Corpo words. There you go.
Yeah. Buzzwords.
Yeah, like people love collecting. I think your mom likes it too. The like Starbucks from the different
states
from, like, different and cities
states
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Starbucks mugs used to eat, honestly.
Yeah.
They used to be cool. I don't know what happened.
I was never into it, so I don't know.
Kind of fell. So yeah, I don't know.
I've
Have you
seen
ever
some
looked at
cool
like
ones.
old pictures of Starbucks? They were cool, like genuinely cool. It was such a vibe.
You got your mom one from the
now.
Philippines, right? In the airport?
I don't know.
Or were we scared that it wasn't going to make it? I don't remember.
I don't remember. I'll have to ask her.
But I remember seeing that one, and I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Japan Starbucks has good stuff. Oh, I try. I try. Every year they release a Sakura collection, and it's so beautiful. They do like teapots, but they also do like thin tempered glass, like frosted pink glass, like carry on or like takeout cups, and they do like ornate spoons. It's so beautiful. I literally I used a VPN to try to make an account with Starbucks Japan, but I didn't have a Japanese address that I could give them, so they wouldn't let me have one because I wanted to get them straight from the source. But people resell them for like 3 times as much. I mean, I guess I understand, but man, Starbucks Japan, they're cooking. Sakura collection would do amazing out here. I don't know why they wouldn't do it. Because we don't have them.
True.
Should we tell them what kind of day we had? Welcome back to the podcast.
Oh yeah, hey. Welcome back to the Logging Off Pod.
Logging Off Pod. We spent all day waiting for the landlord sends like a biannual check. Ignore that. It's the letter robot spinning. Sends a someone to like inspect the house and do repairs. You know, it's like a hybrid between a maintenance check and like a make sure you're not destroying the house check. And we had appointments scheduled from 12 to 5, a 5-hour window, and they did not show up. So
Nope.
now it's 6:06 on Tuesday. Pod goes up tomorrow or today for you. So we're here
Right now for you.
yeah, literally right the second for you. We got some candy, some lemonade, and we're just kind of freestyling today. We don't have
Well, I'm sure nobody's pulling up anymore.
pulling up what?
That inspector guy, I'm sure he's not pulling up.
No, surely not.
So,
To
now
be fair
it's-
to them, we did kind of make a mistake. Well, I made a mistake because they emailed me to they emailed me not to schedule. They emailed me to tell me that my appointment had been scheduled. But unfortunately, I'm really bad at checking my emails, so I didn't see it. So that's probably 100% my fault. But the bracket was from 8 a.m. to noon. And I guess the guy showed up at 8:10 or something.
the thing says 8:15.
8:15. And I guess was like banging on the door, but I didn't hear it.
Yeah, I heard it.
And then he
Which
called.
is strange because I'm normally a deeper sleeper.
Yeah, I must have been really asleep because he also called and I didn't hear that either.
Actually, that's what woke me up.
You heard my phone ringing.
No, your phone rang and then my phone rang. I caught like the tail end of your phone ringing and then my phone started ringing. And then I looked at it and it was just a number. And I was like, I'm not picking this up. And then I was going back to sleep and then I heard one more knock. And then they left.
Yeah, I do feel bad.
And then at that point, when I got when I heard the phones ringing and then I heard the knock, that's when I was like, oh, that's weird. Like, so I got up out of bed and then I just like kind of creeped to the front door,
Yeah.
peeked outside, saw a dude out in the street, and I was like, well, I recognize what you're wearing, but I'm asleep.
You had the logo on.
So
It was unfortunate. So I'm wondering if it was the same person who was like scheduled to come out and he didn't show up out of retaliation.
watch this.
Yeah, you want to know, see how it feels. Yeah, I don't know. I would kind of respect that, but I don't know. They're going to force me to schedule one again. And I don't want to sacrifice another 5 hours. Anyway.
I think it's just going to have to be you're in grind mode and then someone shows up and it's just got to be a pause for 15, 30 minutes and then resume. But
The pleasures of renting. At least you don't, if there's anything that needs maintenance, I guess we don't have to pay for it.
yeah.
So if he ever comes back, we'll let you know.
It's just kind of unfortunate because we're in sleep debt this weekend.
Yeah, because Joshua left me this weekend.
Sorry.
All by myself with the cats, but by myself. You went to Comic-Con.
Not just Comic-Con.
Not just Comic-Con.
San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, your first time, and with my dad,
Mhm.
who went, whose last time there was 20 years ago.
20 years ago, yeah.
So you told me bits and pieces, but I know it's very exclusive. So, and I didn't go, so I want to hear more about it.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't pay for the experience, so you don't get to know.
Yeah. Wow.
No, it was fun. Your dad used the word spectacle a lot to describe it, and that's definitely like a good word for it. I think it's big. It's jam-packed. Like
Classic.
just so many people, like more than I mean, not as much as Conquest, but probably the most packed out con I've ever been to. New York Comic Con Saturday was pretty busy, but I wouldn't say nearly as busy as
Yeah.
as San Diego was. And then Sunday was, I thought Saturday was going to be the worst, but Sunday ended up being the worst.
Oh.
And I was like, dang, that's kind of weird. Like, normally that's not, like, the theme for cons like this. Normally it's Saturday, you know, all the cosplayers get they might not get a full weekend ticket, just get like a Saturday ticket or whatever, and that's kind of like the big cosplay day. And Sundays is kind of like a family day, so people do stuff with their family on Sundays, and just a lot of like random things that come into play as to why Saturday is typically a more busy day than Sunday. But Sunday was, at least on the floor, was more busy, and I heard some vendors talking about it, and one of them, this makes sense, he was saying that because there was no panels on Sunday, there's more people on the con floor.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, that makes sense, because Saturday was like panels. I mean, there's panels all day, but Saturday is like the big day for panels.
Did you go to any panels?
No. No. I probably could have, because I had a different type of badge, but
sausage badge.
Yeah, I didn't. It would have been cool. I mean, it would have been cool to be in the room when RDJ was announced as Doom, even though I don't like it, but just that
it's a hype moment.
Yeah, to experience that energy would have been.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no doubt that even though I don't like that casting, there's no doubt I would have been screaming with everybody.
Well, yeah, of course, because you don't know who to expect, and it's freaking RDJ.
Yeah.
Like, of course, a room of Marvel fans are going to freak out. But
right.
Yeah, I watched that video, and I was like, okay, I'm removed from the excitement of the moment, and I don't know that much about Doom, but I know how excited you are for that character.
Yeah.
And how much you've anticipated a good portrayal of Doom. So I was like, okay. I'm very curious what the people in that room, like what their actual opinion is now that the moment has passed.
Yeah.
I want to do like post interviews.
Yeah.
Do you actually like this casting?
I'll talk about that in a little bit, but to give you more of like what the con was like. Yeah, so it was busy. I will say that I think I liked New York Comic Con a little more.
I also like New York Comic Con.
It was just like,
chill.
There was just something really fun about it too.
Mm-hmm.
Like even just the layout of, it Javits Center, I think is the name of it. Yeah, just the layout of it was just like really cool. And man, like the booths, like when you walked in, like the booths, you could tell like those companies, like the gaming companies and the
Orb. You remember the JJK?
Yeah,
Orb?
like everything.
Domain?
The TV company producers, the gaming companies, just everything was just, they put so much money into the booths. It was just like, yeah, it was so cool. It really made you feel small. I remember like that feeling is just like feeling small. Because everything was just like...
Lots of like blow-ups and
the huge...
big structures.
Yeah, like the huge SpongeBob Pineapple House.
I don't know if I saw that.
Yeah, that was in there. The Good Burger. Little restaurant. Just things that, you see on TV and then seeing it in real life. It was really
like
cool.
The amusement park effect.
Yeah. And then so many cosplayers.
Yeah.
There wasn't
good ones too.
Yeah, there wasn't too many cosplayers at San Diego, which that seemed weird to me. But yeah, so in the cosplaying just like adds to the it just makes everything so colorful.
Yeah, and it feels like it's very celebratory and it makes the characters feel alive, especially, ones that are clearly very expensive and well produced cosplays. Yeah, the lack of them. It's more I have to imagine there's a lot of just industry professionals that are there, or like grandfathered in people who have been going for years and years and years, who are mostly just like super fans of Marvel and not necessarily like going for the communal part, because cosplaying is very communal from what I have seen. My friends who cosplay. Yeah,
you know how just like at WonderCon and at LA Comic Con, I don't know if you've been to LA Comic Con and New York Comic Con, there was just like there's always an area where the cosplayers are.
The cosplay glob.
There was not an area for cosplayers.
Man.
So unless it was like, because that San Diego Convention Center is like really long, if you remember it from TwitchCon a couple years ago.
Yes, I do.
So unless there was an area where like I just totally missed them and didn't see them, but I don't think I did. Like because I covered pretty much the entire floor. I didn't go to the second floor, but I don't think there's really anything up there.
Imagine there's just one floor that's only cosplayers
Yeah, right
allowed.
there. Yeah. But no, yeah, it was cool. I bought a lot of books and some cool negotiations and walked away from a negotiation.
Yes.
Because the dude got weird in the middle of the negotiation. And
I can't wait to see that footage.
Yeah. That dude was a weird.
Some guy had
he
like
was really cool and nice, and then he just got weird on me. So
he had to put on his tough guy act.
Yeah,
so
it's
because stick to the price.
Because he walked like I wanted a book for X amount. He countered, and I normally will like meet somebody in the middle, like when I'm negotiating, but I had a ceiling that I wanted to pay for these specific books, and I didn't want to pay any more than that because it just really wouldn't have been worth it for me. Mm-hmm. So I told him, I was like, nah, this is my ceiling. And I was like nice about it. Like, I was just like, yeah, this is just about what I want to pay. And then he walked away and he like came back and his whole mood just shifted to like more aggressive and almost like defensive, like almost offended.
Yeah.
Like he had to be told to be offended by what I had offered.
Sounds like Twitter.
Yeah, seriously. So then I had 3 books. And he was like, no, we're firm on our price, whatever he said. And I was like, all right. And I put 2 books aside. And I said, would you take this much on this book? And he was like, nope. He's like, we're firm. He's like, that book is red hot. Hot, hot, hot. He's like, that book is going to keep. Oh, no. He's like, that book is red hot. That book is going to keep going up, 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 up. And I was just like, all right.
Sounds like an NPC voice line.
There you go, bro. Take your books back.
This book is hot. It's going up, 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 up.
So that was weird. But, yeah, an interesting Uber driver at one point that I won't talk about. Oh,
gosh. You should talk about it. It's pretty funny.
Man.
It's kind of tea.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. So San Diego, close to the border.
Yeah.
Right next to Tijuana, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very last minute, this trip, so we just got the cheapest place
like
I could
Comfort
find.
Inn or something.
Yeah, it was like a San Diego, like a step above a motel. And we Ubered Saturday morning. Get in the Uber, guy like apologized. He was like, yo, my bad, like kind of, this place is like small next to the other hotel and the dealership. I was like, yeah, no worries. Like, easy to miss. Like, we almost did it too when we first pulled in. So, and he was like, yeah, he's like, there's a bunch of illegals back here. And I was like, yo, bro, it is 8 o'clock in the morning and we're starting this morning out hot like that. Mind you, I'm Mexican from my mom's side. And then for the rest of the ride, he just like continued to just like call the Hispanics in the area illegals, migrants, which that felt weirder than saying immigrants. Just calling them migrants, I don't know.
What is that? What is the difference?
But it's like he just refused. Like that was
it's so dehumanizing.
Yeah, that was just like who they were to him, was just migrants or illegals,
people who aren't supposed to be here.
And so I'm not a morning person. And I was coming off like 4 or 5 hours of sleep, maybe. So to just be woken
Boom,
up.
microaggression.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, oh, all right, man.
Welcome to San Diego.
Yep. So how could you live in San Diego and like just have that sort of mindset towards to just see those, whatever your views on immigration and whatever, like when they're next to you and living, when they're your neighbor, it's like a lot different.
They're people.
Yeah.
It's not that, trying to teach basic empathy to
so yeah, that was
driver.
that was just one way to wake up. I definitely was not fully awake when I got into the car, and then whenever it was that he first said that, I was like wide awake at that point. I was like, oh, okay, we're clocking in early to the racist job here. Bro's meeting his quota as early as he can.
So kidding. No, that he was using the wrong word. A migrant moves to another country temporarily. An immigrant moves to another country intending to settle there permanently. So maybe that's like so either he meant to say immigrant, but said migrant, or intentionally said migrant in like a you're not staying here type of way. Yeah. So I guess we'll never know.
Yeah.
Crazy risk to take to talk about that with two people you don't know. I mean, my dad is pretty clearly white.
Yeah.
But you're,
I feel like I'm
hard to say.
I feel like I'm like ethnically ambiguous.
I think so.
Yeah.
I've been staring at you too long. I can't really tell anymore.
Well, that was like growing up. It was like, like too brown for the white people and then too white for the Hispanics. So it was just, I was like always like in this like in between of like you're not one of us. So it was, I mean I'm like mixed. So
was not speaking Spanish part of that?
Probably. Like I could understand a lot better than I could speak. I could speak a little bit better today, but yeah.
¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
But yeah, so I don't know. It never like really bothered me too much. I never like, I don't know. I didn't go home with an identity crisis or anything because I like still participated in my culture and, I have family like, going to family events and stuff like that. So that never shook up who I thought I was or anything like that. But yeah. Man. I think that's just kind of like the ethnically ambiguous part. Curly hair. Crazy curly hair.
Yeah.
What do you do with a guy with crazy curly hair?
Marry him.
Can't put him in a box.
You gotta I gotta talk to your mom about doing tamales again. It's been too long. At least it's been too long since I've been at one. We do or my mother-in-law does. How many? It's got to be like 100.
I have no clue.
It's like 100 or over 100 tamales in one sitting. It's like an all-day affair.
Well, she listens to this, so she'll hear this.
Yeah. We gotta do tamales, and then we take home like what 20, I think, the last time, or maybe 30. I don't know.
Yeah, just throw them in the freezer.
Yeah, green and red tamales.
Good for life.
Yeah. I made a mistake last time because I thought you only liked the green ones or something.
I like them both, but I prefer the green.
Okay, I think I got too many greens, so I gotta go more even next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed that.
I like them both. But yeah, anyways, I don't know how we went from Comic-Con. Oh, right, the Uber driver.
Yeah.
But yeah. So then Saturday night they announced RDJ is Doom, and I was not happy. Marvel movies specifically
a poop streak.
Have been on a not hot streak. And so I think the best way to explain it is Jonathan Majors had some off-screen problems. He ends up getting fired from Marvel, and that puts Marvel's plans in just a big mess of a situation. So Marvel fires him, and now they got to figure out, okay, we've had this dude in 2 seasons of Loki, and he was the main villain of Ant-Man. And at the post-credit scene, we established he is the Kang of every universe, right? Like that, the whole Coliseum of Kangs, it was all him. So I was like, what do you do with that?
Why they didn't recast, I'll never understand.
So I think that they still will. Okay. But I think that they're just going to move on from the story. And I saw this tweet from somebody, and it's not word for word, but what they essentially said, there's an unwritten rule in pro wrestling. For whatever reason, when a match gets canceled, the replacement match has to be bigger and better than the original one. So
okay,
he's applying that to why RDJ was cast as Doom, is because the only way that you can get people to look past the whole Jonathan Majors situation and the mess that left behind for Marvel is reunite Robert Downey Jr. and the Russo brothers to make an Avengers movie.
I see.
So
the nostalgia peak effect.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like a money grab to me, and I get it. Like, they need a win. I mean, Deadpool and Wolverine was a win for sure. And that movie will cross $1 billion.
Yeah,
no doubt. So
100% it will.
That's a win, but yeah, I think they just needed something like really, really big to make up for the whole Kang situation. So, I mean,
tell a good story.
Bro. I don't even doubt that it's gonna be a bad movie. Like, I'm sure it's gonna be a good movie. I'm probably gonna like it, but that doesn't mean that I like have to like the casting. Like, obviously with the Russo brothers and Marvel, and they hired back one of the writers from Infinity War and Endgame. Obviously they're good at what they do. And just the Russo brothers and RDJ, like, it's a good combination. So the movie's going to be good. I mean, I can assume, but yeah, it does lack a little creativity. It lacks risk. They're going with the safe play, and just as a collector, as somebody who collects Doom. So this will come out tomorrow. So if you watch the podcast episode on our comic podcast, The Comic Room, if you watch that this coming Monday, I'm going to have all my Doom slabs up behind us.
Cool.
And yeah, I mean, we'll talk about it a lot more in depth than I am right now, but I've been buying Doom covers from the 60s to modern day for the last year, and I've been able to get in pretty cheap. And so there's still like four books that I'm missing from the Silver Age, which is like the 60s of Marvel Comics. Mm-hmm. 3 of them are not going to be hard to get. I don't think that they're going to see like a big price increase. But the last one was the first appearance of Dr. Doom in Fantastic Four issue number 5. And that book is really expensive. And so I've set like goals and like selling off parts of my collection so that I can like earn my way there. And there was a certain grade that I could like reasonably afford. And now with RDJ's Doom, like almost every single Doom book, and especially the first appearance, is just going to the moon. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, now I'm going to have to probably buy a lower grade or wait like probably a few months for the hype to die down and the books to come off the hype, if that. But like, I don't know, like, because it's RDJ, so it's like, I don't know if the books will come down until after it's all said and done.
Yeah.
So as a collector, like, it kind of stinks because it's like I've been working towards something that a lot of people were not really pushing for, and now the whole market is like wanting this stuff. So in one sense, it's good because now my Doom collection has a big increase in value, but on the other hand, I didn't get to finish my Doom collection. And now everybody's in the market for it, and it's unaffordable essentially.
That's unlucky.
Like the price that I wanted to get the book at, I've seen it go for about like $1,500 to $2,000 more. Than what I could have bought it for like on Friday or Thursday.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so like just in the matter of a weekend, like the book just got a huge bump in price. But anyways, so we'll see what happens. I don't doubt that it'll be good. Like, yeah, but. Is it my favorite casting? No. I want an original. I feel like something like that just needs to be earned. Like, it needs to be earned in like the casting a good actor for Doom, building a good story with Doom, and then bringing in like a multiverse. Like, whoa, Tony Stark is Doom. Like, where like now it's just like, I don't know. The rumors are that he's playing Victor Von Doom, which honestly, I think if that's the case, that might be even worse.
I was sure it was going to be some kind of multiverse thing because
that's happened in the comics where Tony Stark inherited the Doom name, essentially took over the Doom role. But as far as like,
but he's not. The rumors are that he's not going to be Tony Stark at all.
So I haven't seen like. They don't like release footage of like the announcement and stuff, but from what people are saying and like the little snippets that like were caught on camera, it seems like he was cast as Victor Von Doom. So I think if that's the case, one, there's 2 things wrong with it. Doom rarely, if ever, takes his mask off. And with RDJ, you're like, they're gonna take his mask. Like, he's going to do it because it's his face. Right. And 2, his voice is so unique, and his voice, especially from an audience perspective, is something that we're so familiar with. Like,
yes,
if you just played 1 second of RDJ talking, a Marvel audience will know exactly who it is. And so we're going to hear it, and our mind is just going to think Tony Stark,
Yeah.
Iron Man. So I think that's going to be weird. I don't know if they're going to do some sort of voice changer, but
like if you're, it seems so strange. Like there's almost no reason to do it like a crazy celebrity casting other than money and like audience appeal.
yeah.
If it's a voice changer type of character who wears a mask, just hire a good actor.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who they are, but
Other people are mad because they've been people have been asking for Victor Von Doom is from a fictional place called Latveria, and it's Eastern European, and so people have been wanting Marvel to cast Romani
oh yes,
actor.
I saw. I've seen some threads on that as well.
There's been other like people who kind of have the Eastern European look. So like Mads Mikkelsen was a fan cast. Cillian Murphy as a fan cast. And there I saw this tweet that was like, Kevin Feige just told an intern, go get me the guy from Oppenheimer to play Doom. And the intern went and got RDJ instead of Cillian Murphy.
Man. We haven't even seen Oppenheimer. So I was curious actually what RDJ's like, what his role was like in that, because I don't know. The most notable role is obviously Iron Man. So I only really know him as that character. So I was curious. I'm just like curious about his range as an actor, which I'm certain he has, but I still haven't seen. Haven't seen it.
Can't blame him. He got his Oscar. Like he's reached the top. He doesn't need anything else. I mean, unless he wanted an Oscar for the best leading role, but if you just wanted an Oscar, you got it.
Yeah.
So. But, anyways, that was my con experience.
Yeah.
You also had an experience while I was gone.
Yeah, it was not great. So I was here by myself with the cats, me and my thoughts, all alone, quiet. You were only gone for like 48 hours, like less than 48 hours. Felt like an eternity. Listen, I like my alone time. I like having the house to myself sometimes. You know me. I like being able to like laser focus on something. But I remember the last time that you left, I might have been the first time that you, was it Vegas? Vegas?
Oh, that was only one night.
That was one night. That one was fine. I think it was when you went to Texas. It was like 2 days. That was like, okay, I'm gonna do the best. I'm gonna like make the best this weekend. Like I'll get a lot of work done. Blah blah blah. And I, was going about my way, enjoying, some like uninterrupted work. But then when nighttime rolled around, it was dinner. I was like, oh, I mean, I can like, I can make whatever I want. I can order something. But then having to go to bed by myself, like I didn't realize how not great that was going to feel.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know. I didn't really want to go to bed. I think I slept on the couch the second night. But yeah, this time it was it was worse because for the first time we're in a house.
Yeah.
Which compared to an apartment on the second floor, which realistically has one opening, we had a balcony that was like connected to a neighbor's, but like I doubt a neighbor would break into your house, but into your apartment. But in a house with windows on the ground floor, there's so many potential entry points. And, it's just, so there was a little bit more of a fear component. I think it was a little spooky just getting used to being in a house, even if it was just us.
Yeah.
So many doors to lock. And
Yeah.
Joshua can be, he's very dedicated to making sure the doors are locked.
It's
the
my
windows
job.
are locked. It is your job. Yeah. So he protects.
That's like sorry to interrupt, but when the like 100T content house, when they all like moved out, That was like something that Nate had like joked about, that like he was the one who focused like on making sure everything was locked and that the security system was on when they went to bed.
Oh,
and he was like, he's like, these people are gonna die on their own. Like,
yeah. So I did that. I was just like you, checking everything, checking it twice. And I don't know. I really had a hard time falling asleep. And the first night was okay. I just kind of had like some anxiety before bed. The second day was better because I went out and I think I streamed both days. I can't really remember the second day, to be honest. What I do remember, oh yeah, I did stream. What I do remember was being all excited because I had girl dinner prepared. I was gonna eat the last 2 pieces of my pizza that I'd gotten for lunch, and I was gonna make a salad almost completely out of what was in the garden. And I was also filming a vlog that weekend. I still don't know if I'm going to post it or not. But I was filming going to get like lettuce, romaine, parsley, whatever else I had. Rosemary out from, I know, not rosemary, whatever. Herbs, stuff that I was going to use in the salad. And the cats really, really like to go outside, but obviously I wasn't going to let them out at nighttime. They're hard to see. They're,
Grabies
are dark. So I had a slider open, and I got my lettuce, and I came back inside, and I started working on it. Then I noticed it was a little bit quiet, so I went back into the room where I had gone out to the yard, and I saw that the screen was just cracked open about maybe 4. Oh, speak of the devil, 4 or 5 inches.
Don't jump over there.
And Peepa is so smart. She's the smartest of our 3 cats, because she understands like basic mechanisms on doors and stuff. So she understands how to open a slider window. So my heart dropped, and I just turned on my flashlight, and I went outside, and, I didn't want to spook them. Didn't want to freak them out. Thankfully, they were all 3 of them just congregated like a little gang, sniffing around, trying to eat grass. And trying to corral them all inside was not fun. They were really enjoying themselves, and they did not want to come back inside. And I'm like, my heart's racing and pounding, and they're just like, yay, that was so fun. Don't show them your butt, please. Be a lady. Peepa has jumped up on the table with us. But yeah, she's the escape artist. What else happened? I'm rewatching Game of Thrones.
Well, another scare happened.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So it's editing a vlog or video, and I heard.
How is she fitting in there?
She's trying to squeeze into a tiny. Wow, she did it. She's amazing.
Cats are liquid.
They are. I was editing, and suddenly I started to hear kind of tapping, banging by the front door area. And, obviously that's scary no matter what. But I'm like, okay, rationally, I know that's a cat. And I know Asher likes to scratch at the door and push the door because he wants to go outside. I'm like, okay, calm down. I'm just going to peek around the corner. It's going to be Asher. Then I turn to my right, and I see Asher on the cat tree next to me, looking at me. So I'm like, okay, it's not Asher, but he's not freaking out, so it's probably fine. Then the banging gets louder. So I grab my my mic stand.
Your boom arm.
My boom arm. I disconnect the cord, and I walk out with it. So this is heavy. This mic, this Shure SOB is quite heavy. I should have grabbed this, honestly. And I peek around the corner, and it's it's Murdy and Ahsoka playing in the coat closet and climbing on top of the shelves that are in there and just slamming the door of the coat closet against the front door. So that it sounded like I was getting broken too. So that really woke me up and freaked me out. So even though I knew it wasn't really anything to be scared of, the fright stuck with me. So I didn't really sleep until 4:30 that night. So
Now I'm back and I can bear the brunt of
Yeah.
those fears and anxieties.
Yes. I don't want you to have fears and anxiety, but I don't have any when you're around.
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't have them, but that's my thing to worry about, not your thing.
Yeah. So we're both pretty sleep deprived, honestly, and catching up,
Yeah.
paying back our debts.
Yeah. Yeah, when you're gone, you haven't been gone in a while.
Yeah, when was the last time? I don't know.
Anime Expo, maybe? I want to say there was one other time.
There was something in between then, but no,
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I always sleep on my couch when you're gone.
Yeah, I honestly should have done that.
It's always, and also like, I put the TV on and it just like, yeah,
Yeah,
kind of drowns out silence and brings light into the room. And yeah. And the couch is like smaller. So it's like, you don't feel that like
the emptiness
of the bed. Yeah. So
before bed went like, we'll, read or scroll on our phones more likely. But when we're actually going to bed, I'll say, one of us will say goodnight, bye. And then you say goodnight, bye. I love you, bye. I love you, bye. And I didn't tell you about this. I said that before bed when you weren't there, and I hated the silence that followed. I was like, oh, I wish I hadn't done that. Then my thoughts started to spiral, so I'm glad you're back.
no, not sad anymore.
No.
Happy sleeps.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird because I've slept in a bed by myself more years than I've shared a bed. But
yeah,
it's just become part of what's normal.
I kind of miss Texas, weirdly enough. I don't know why.
I would go back to Texas, maybe not in the summer, but
yeah. I don't know why, but
it's chill.
Yeah.
It's like really spread out and everything's big.
The food was pretty good too.
Was that when we had barbecue?
Yeah.
Down in, what was that cute little...
Deep Ellum.
Deep Ellum. Oh, man. That barbecue was dank.
And then the alcoholic popsicles.
Oh, yeah. I had like a margarita popsicle. I actually vlogged that weekend. I filmed the vlog and I just like never edited it.
Oh, really?
I bet I still have the footage on my PC somewhere.
You know what?
I don't know why I did that.
I did that at a Comic Con or like a comic show, like one of the small ones that go to. And I recorded and everything, but I never edited it and uploaded it.
Yeah.
So I ended up doing it like 6-7 months later, and I just called it Unvaulted Vlog.
Oh, I shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Unvaulted.
Yeah.
Not, I didn't edit it for months, and then it felt like it was too long, so I never did it.
Yeah. It did well. I mean, I like, especially like, people that watch my comic content who are like in the hobby know, especially if they're on the West Coast, like, know the dates of these hobbies. They know that con was 6 to 7 months ago, whatever it was. So they would have known it was dated content, but the market is changing.
Yeah.
Like every week. So
I should do Unvaulted Conquest gift opening vlog video because I have that also edited. I had that also filmed. They just didn't do it.
Hey, I mean the good stuff about all that is like you can, like if you're ever in a dry spell.
Yeah.
I still have LA Comic Con. I haven't edited that.
Oh, really? Huh.
I think I just like wasn't. Just not a lot happened, and so I was just like, meh. But if I ever need to, I got it.
True.
So.
We're going to Seattle soon for the first time. You're going for
first time.
And our first time together.
Got to go to the Mecca.
The Mecca.
The original Starbucks.
Oh, yes. I think so. I went to Seattle for a choir tour. We went to like 3 different places in high school. Yeah. Exactly. Just
Cue
like
the
that.
Riddler.
How to make a comic reference.
No. I had to make the Batman reference.
Yeah. Okay. You're right. You're right. Josh was obsessed with the Batman.
It's the greatest movie of all time.
I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, Seattle. I'm very excited to go with you because, when we went on our little choir tour, it was like we were staying in people's houses, and then we got to see Pike's Place, we got to see like the tourist destinations, but we didn't get to like really get in there. Obviously, we weren't staying out late or anything, so I'm excited. And we could also see Don and Slice because they live there. They could show us around as well. She already asked about it.
Yeah, I'm excited. Seattle's just one of the, obviously that's where Starbucks comes from, and there's a lot of specialty coffee out there as well. So I'll have to look up shops. I don't know. I know more shops in Portland than I do for Seattle. I actually can't think of any from Seattle, but they're out there.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't have a appreciation for it at the time.
Yeah.
I don't even think I saw the Starbucks, the original Starbucks. My mom did. I don't remember if I did.
Yeah, and what's interesting is that is like, what do they call it? A reserve, a Starbucks reserve.
Oh, yeah.
So they do like pour overs, and it's essentially their attempt at specialty coffee. So I've never been to a Starbucks reserve. I've seen them. Like I've seen them, and they have.
Yeah.
I think they have some in LA, but I've just never
been.
been.
It's one at Disneyland randomly.
Oh right, yeah.
Or wait, is it Starbucks reserve or is it like both? I can't remember last time we were there.
I think it is. But yeah, Disneyland. I did down to go to Disneyland.
Me too, honestly.
I kind of miss the Star Wars ride.
Yeah. Miss Star Wars.
Your dad was talking about, because we were talking about old Disney comics, and I was just saying how I don't understand, like, the hype behind those, and they cost so much money. And then that just led into, like, I'm also just, like, I don't understand Disney adults, and, like, how Disney adults scare me. And so then he like, laughed, and he's not into the Disney comics, but, like, a few of them, like Uncle Scrooge. He's kind of into the Disney adjacent comics, which is just like other indie titles that were published by the same people who published the Disney stuff.
I didn't know that existed.
Yeah. And so he was saying, like, he's like, yeah, like, I'm not like a big Disneyland person either. Like, I kind of try to avoid it if I can. He's like, unless there's grandchildren involved, I don't think I'll go.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know when Disneyland lost its sparkle for me. Like amusement parks in general, because I loved it as a kid.
Yeah.
It was like such a... I mean, I always remember hating how much my feet hurt walking around and standing in lines and stuff. Like, that always sucked. But overall, I still had a positive, like, experience with Disneyland, even as a kid. But yeah, as an adult, yeah, the obsession with it, or like making it a regular, like, let's go to Disneyland as often as possible, that does not make sense to me whatsoever.
Yeah. I honestly
it's so expensive.
Yeah,
it's such an expensive hobby.
It's very expensive. Honestly, the way that we did it last time, like,
yeah,
I think that's the way to do it.
Yeah,
that made it much more enjoyable.
What did we do? We did like 2 days, or did we just go one? Oh, we slept.
Yeah.
We stayed at a hotel the night before we went.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we were close enough that we could go back, and yeah, that was nice. But yeah, the drive down, especially now, like, the drive is so far. It doesn't really make sense unless we're.
Yeah, I remember we woke up at a reasonable time in the morning. We just didn't wake up at like 6 o'clock in the morning to get down there. Like that was always the worst part, is like waking up that early to get down there, get parking, get into the park, start going on a ride. So we were just like, okay, let's go. We'll get up in the morning. We'll drive down there. We'll take it slow. And we stayed one night at a hotel, and then we had the full next day.
Yeah.
And it was just like way less tiring.
It was less like, let's go. You know.
Yeah.
Like, I hate that feeling.
We got one day. We gotta make the best of it. It's just like, nope. Like,
nope. I hate that in vacations. I hate that in like any sort of organized trip. That energy is like, what are we even
Yeah.
We don't need a filled out agenda, okay? Like, you got to work with the situation that you're in. You know, if you're tired, you got to do what's enjoyable and fun in the context of being tired.
Yeah.
And if you're sleeping, like, if you're going to be miserable and 1 hour of sleep is going to make the difference in the entire day, just sleep the extra hour.
Yeah, totally.
I'll never understand.
Yeah.
So I'm glad. I like our pace of traveling very much.
Yeah. So I would, that made me like Disneyland. Not that I didn't like it, but that made me, I would say I had a fonder memory on that than like the last time we went before then.
Yeah. I don't even remember when it was or what we did.
It was just a one day there and back, and you're bouncing back between parks, and it's just a crazy day. And you're, like I said, you're up early, too early,
and then you should drive back.
And you got to drive back.
Oh.
Like, yeah.
No. Galaxy's Edge is just like something else, though.
Yeah.
The way that Galaxy's Edge is built is just absolutely. It's so immersive. Like, it's slow. I think that's what makes it so special. Is you don't like.
Yeah.
There's not like a barrier, and you go from one theme of Disneyland to another theme. Like, you get a long pathway to get immersed into, and like you start seeing, you know, the trash cans change over to Star Wars style, and you hear droid noises, and you hear like creatures that you would hear in Star Wars. So, and then you get like little stands and shops, so that the lead in is so important. And it's
very immersive.
Man, it cost so much to build, but man, it shows.
Yeah.
It shows.
We rode that.
And the rides are amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, Star Wars.
Yeah.
We had to go to the cantina next time. We did not get into the cantina.
No.
We got to go at like kind of a weird time.
Yeah.
Like a Tuesday or something. We go on a Tuesday and we record our podcast in the. Oh, that would actually. I wonder how hard that would be. If we could do a phone episode with our little stand mics.
Oh yeah,
that would be kind of fun.
Well, we got the mics.
Oh yeah,
3D printed mics coming in soon. So
yeah, we got little labeled. Like, or how would you describe it? Like,
so I met this guy just in the comic world, who kind of lives near us, and I ran into him. I've seen his stuff, his products, and I think I've actually bought stuff from him. No, yeah. So I bought stuff, and then he recognized my comic channel, and so when I first bought stuff, he just kind of like put a bunch of stuff, like extra stuff into the shipment. And like nice he printed like free stuff for me, and then I ended up seeing him at a comic shop, and so we talked, and he's just super cool, and he 3D prints like holders and stands for graded comic books, raw books, stuff like that, and he's really expanded his inventory since then, and because he works with content creators, he made like a 3D printed mic, like a news mic, like the ones that they hold when they're out, like in the on the field.
Oh, nice.
And so, it's like you can attach a wireless mic. You just like take
those little ones that people wear on their lapels.
Yeah.
Lapel mic. That's what it's called.
Yeah. So like you could take the thing that's pretending to be the foam. You just take that off, put it in, and you put the thing back on, and then you can just hold it like a mic.
That's so fun.
So I got a couple from him, specifically for traveling, and just because those lapel mics are kind of annoying.
Yeah. I don't really like having it right here unless I'm like really actively doing something.
Yeah.
But they're too tiny to hold like these.
Yeah.
So those will be fun.
Like when I did the interview with the New York, like he didn't even know how to hold it.
Yeah,
but if
he was holding it like here.
Yeah. Surprisingly, he still sounded fine. But yeah, if I would have handed him a mic.
Yeah, people know what to do with that.
Yeah, he would have known. He wouldn't have been like.
This is like awkward.
Yeah, like he doesn't even know what that is, probably, honestly.
Yeah.
But so you'll see those in our traveling pods.
If we record podcast, which we may end up doing that fairly soon.
Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle probably. Yes, we'll record.
Yeah.
We'll have a little. They'll have logging off.
Yeah.
On them, right?
Yeah.
So cool. So official.
Yeah. So, and then I got one with your logo on it. So if you use the mic for any other type of solo content you do, then
I'm sure I will. I'll probably use it a lot for like TikToks and stuff.
Yeah. You guys will probably see it then, and yeah. Nice.
Nice. Let's see, I'm trying to think if I have anything else worth talking about. Why is there no new candy?
Oh, you talked about this.
I mentioned this right before we went and saw Deadpool and Wolverine. I saw a TikTok of a guy who was like sitting in his car and being like, why is there no new candy? Why am I still eating the same candy that I ate 20 years ago? Everything except Nerds gummy clusters, which is what I have in front of me. There has been no notable new candy since then. What's the deal with that?
I don't know. I also don't really need new candy, I guess. Want new candy? I mean,
But that's because you don't know what's possible, okay? Because this is amazing. Nerds gummy clusters, the child of Nerds ropes.
Sigma-ing right now?
What?
That's because you don't know.
That's because
You're not
don't know what's
enough. You're not on the same elevated plane as me.
Listen, I'm not a candy maker, okay? But I can recognize quality. And no, I couldn't. Did you guys hear that?
I don't know.
Pippa, what's wrong? That sounded like a I'm going to throw up noise.
Yeah, she did yesterday.
I should check on her.
Oh, she's talking.
I don't know. She's yapping. She wants attention.
She just yells for she starts fight with any of the other cats and then she starts crying.
Yeah, we thought that the boys were picking on her, but we found out recently that we've noticed her almost every single time. She's the one who starts it, but then she gets mad when she starts losing because she's small and tiny baby. And so she'll just scream and complain.
Yeah.
Like, girl, you started this. Literally today I watched her bite Murdy's his hind leg and then his shoulder and then smack him on the head. And he was trying to, choose peace. But she wasn't having it.
Well, that's how it usually is too, is she'll try to initiate and then they won't respond. And she'll keep pestering them. And then finally they're like, okay, you want to play? Let's play. And
you want to play?
and then they start beating on her. And then she's like,
oh, please, I'm the victim here.
Sister, you did this.
Yeah, she's silly. It's not her fault she's the runt, but it's her fault that she starts fights she can't win.
Yeah. And she will never, ever win those.
She will never win.
But there are times I'll catch it. Ashley will just smack her out of nowhere.
Yeah, he gets really annoyed. I don't know what it is. Maybe he gets jealous because
I think it is a jealousy thing, or maybe a what's the word? Not like
dominance thing.
Not like a dominance thing, but an ownership. That's not the right word. But okay, for example, yesterday or the day before, yeah, it was when I got home. And I was at my desk and Asher was really cute and he was jumping up on the chair and trying to get pets and stuff. And then Ahsoka comes in and she started doing the same thing, but she wasn't bothering him. She was just kind of mimicking him and trying to get pets from me. Mm-hmm. And then he just wow. Yeah. So it's
why?
I protective of this is my moment. I'm getting pets, not you.
Yeah, maybe that's it. It's happening right now.
So, yeah, I always feel bad. I always push Asher, and I'm like, hey, you leave her alone.
Oh. I wish we had a mic attached to them right now.
She's just a little baby.
She is, but she just doesn't know it. She's not dying, I promise. If you're just listening, she's just really dramatic.
Yeah, so dramatic.
She's a yeller.
She started yelling on that one before he even touched her.
You know what happened to the baby who cried wolf?
Life which Tres gatos.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun most of the time.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
No
it's
candy.
a little weird that there haven't been, like, all of the candies that my parents used to eat, they're not the popular candy anymore. But the candies that I ate when I was 7 are still the same candies that are popular at 27. I'm just saying.
Well, you're
Maybe
not
there's a
27.
Oh, you're right. I'm 28. I keep forgetting that.
Old.
According to some people, I'm approaching hag stage.
All right.
Old hag checking in.
Agatha Harkness over here.
Yeah. All right, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out. I'm a little sleepy.
I just don't know what like. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a candy creator, so I don't know. But like, what do you want in a new candy?
Innovation. I want mixtures of sweet and salty and crunchy, and like that's exactly what this is. It's tangy and crunchy. I mean, truthfully, this isn't even a new candy. This is just a combination of
you're saying,
2 candies.
You saying Big Candy is killing us, and they already got that formula down, so there's no need to add more.
Yeah, exactly. They're poisoning us slowly. Big Candy doesn't want us to have new things. Who owns Nerds?
Hershey?
Yeah, I saw
That's my guess. I don't know though.
Hershey. I saw like a chart of all the big companies that like own each other, and then there's like even a bigger window of like 3 mega giga corporate companies that own everything.
BlackRock.
Like, man, what? Yeah, BlackRock. I'm like, man,
Yeah,
everything is a fake.
BlackRock is like this
Everything's a facade.
ridiculous, massive corpa that
Like,
is
what
the
even is it?
That's the reason for our housing crisis at the moment, because they bought all the houses like in 2008 during the crash when everything went bankrupt.
Oh.
So they kind of created the corporate companies owning single family homes, and now that the market's recovered, they've made a ton of money, and they've bought a lot of companies that kept companies from going bankrupt, but now they just own all these companies. So like they own CGC, like, which is so random that they own a company that grades comic books, which it's honestly just probably a front to, I don't know, divert money and hide money, and I don't know.
It's all
I'm getting conspiracy, but yeah.
We should talk about conspiracy theories at some point.
Great.
About like conspiracy theories that maybe we believed at one point, or like actual conspiracy theories that we believe. I watch conspiracy theories of videos of things that I know aren't real, aren't true, just to see if I can be convinced in the other direction.
Maybe we'll do that when the political turmoil in our country is
oh gosh,
at its peak.
I could think of 3 off the top of my head
that
right
are
now.
active theories, conspiracy theories.
American government people. Woo! Okay, that's all I got.
What do you got planned for the week? Hunk shoe?
Yeah, hung shoe. What do I have planned for the week? August starts, which means I'm going to be streaming every single day in August.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm going back to my full-time streamer. Actually, I've never streamed every day. I've never been a daily streamer. At most, I stream like 5 days a week. That was like peak COVID when there was nothing to do. But I feel like lately, I've talked about this like multiple times, but I guess I haven't talked about it here. I'll be really brief with it. I feel like I have lost structure in my life in a lot of ways, and I haven't had that like structured discipline.
And moving did not help.
Moving, yeah, I feel like I still low-key have not recovered from moving. And I want to basically just like challenge and stretch myself and my like. There's a big part of me that thinks I can't stream every day. Which
Are you talking Sunday to Saturday?
I'm talking Sunday to Saturday every day. Yep.
For the whole month?
For the entire month.
So you're going to stream 31 days or 30 days, whatever it is.
Yeah, 30 days.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I just want to see if I could do it. And I also want to see how my community vibe is affected by that, how it affects my analytics. And also there's a lot of games that coincidentally that I want to get through. I just started Final Fantasy Rebirth, which is going to take me, allegedly, it's 100 hours to finish everything. So that means 130 for me. And I want to play a game called Until Then, which is sweeping through the community as a very popular. Yeah. It's based on the Philippines. So like it's inspired by the Philippines. So I'm really excited to play that. Apparently it's gut-wrenching, which is awesome. And I guess Gotcha can squeeze its way in there somewhere. Yeah. Yeah, I just want to see what it feels like to because I feel like I've been spreading myself too thin, but also not having, like, I lacking discipline in all of the things that I'm doing. So I kind of just work in spurts, which I just don't think is sustainable. So one thing, I want to be structured in streaming, but I also want to see how I naturally structure or how I naturally fit in the rest of my responsibilities within that framework to see and experience what I already kind of know, that the structure is going to be good for me. So it probably won't result in me streaming every day forever. I would strongly doubt that. But I think it could lead to me having a more consistent schedule and being more structured in my life in general.
Yeah. I was thinking about this morning because I found my running shoes. And I had lost them in the move until I found them. And I had just gotten into a habit of running and working out before we moved.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
We moved in, and then I totally lost the habit and the structure. So I was like planning in my mind, like how to have a structure and stuff like that. So
we could do structure together.
True.
We could, if I'm starting between 1 and 2, you could like run between 1 and 2.
Yeah, I'm deciding if it's better to run in the morning or at night.
Oh. Yeah,
just because, my pickiness with showers and my need to shower.
Yeah, maybe after dinner
before
is
I even
better.
look at the bed.
Maybe before dinner is better.
Yeah, probably
actually.
before dinner. Yeah.
So you could run. I think I just heard a bug. I mean, or maybe I'm just paranoid about the wasp. We have a mud dauber wasp that's in our yard, which is good. I think we're actually gonna let it stay and not like knock down the nest like we did last time, because it kind of upset the ecosystem. And now there's like a huge influx of spiders, including black widows. Unfortunately, black widows in our state are quite aggressive. So hopefully the mud dauber will help.
Yeah.
But not in the house, please.
Well, we wouldn't have learned that until we broke it down, because we broke the nest down.
Oh my gosh.
We hit it with the wasp spray, and then we let it sit. You have to let it sit for like 12 to 24 hours or something like that to make sure that everything in there dies. So we did that. And then... is there bugs? Dudes, Asher is.
Maybe there is a bug because they're all kind of scattering around and looking.
But anyway, so after the 12, 24 hours, whatever, I took a shovel and I knocked the nest down. It came down and then it broke on the ground, and then there was so many spiders inside.
Yeah, like maybe
hundreds. I would say so.
Really?
Because that thing, when I looked it up, they could fit 100 spiders in like one chamber or something like that.
I thought it was 30.
And there's like more chambers. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean they were.
Just let me have the dramatic effect of the story.
You're right.
There was millions.
There was like 200. Yeah, it was pretty creepy because I didn't really have any knowledge of wasps. I didn't know that they, at least this one particularly, eats. It will like catch, paralyze, and steal the spider and shove it into its nest to feed
its babies.
Its potential. It's like soon to be babies, but it's like a solitary wasp. It's not like a colony of wasps.
Right.
So we didn't really realize that until we knocked it down. So I think, personally, I'd rather have one mom wasp, than dozens of black widow spiders.
Yeah.
So I think we're just gonna let, if it rebuilds in our apartment or in our yard, we'll just let it stay. Hopefully it doesn't pop up camp right next to our front door though.
Yeah, that's where it was last time. So they're not aggressive, only if you start aggressing. And
which Ashley did once.
Did.
He swatted at it outside and chased it, and I had to chase him into the house. But the wasp didn't attack; it just kind of went away. So apparently, it's not aggressive, and the black widow spiders can be aggressive.
Yeah.
So, and they're so hard to kill. They are resilient. You can spray them with poison directly, and they'll just live.
Yeah.
One
crazy.
time, I had a toy.
Unless you throw them off a cliff and sacrifice them for the whole universe.
Yeah. So
Black Widow in Infinity War.
I was like, what is that?
She got yeeted off the cliff.
Right.
Or she yeeted herself. But
Oh yeah, she did. So
that's
sad.
one way to kill a Black Widow.
That's one way to kill a black widow, and the only way, I think. Or you let the dauber feed it to its babies,
Yeah.
which is what we're gonna do next time. One time I had a viewfinder, which it's like you stick little cards in it, and is like a toy, and you spin the wheel, and you could look at pictures in the thing. So I had one of those. I was flipping through, and then I saw like a black spider shadow crawling across. So my mom took it. She sprayed inside with some kind of killer, and put it in a Ziploc bag and left it there for a week. And she went and got it, and the thing was still alive.
That's crazy.
I don't even know. I think we just threw it away. I think we just sealed it and threw it away.
You didn't like smash it?
I bet we didn't. That would have been kind of fun. Oh, missed opportunity. Anyway.
No.
I forgot. I was saying something before the thing flew by my head. It's so far away now.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Scheduling, gaming, I don't remember.
Oh, yeah. Streaming every day. Running. You like to run before... You like to
running
shower.
before dinner. Shower. I'm a night shower.
Yeah, so maybe you run before dinner.
Yeah, that's all I remember. All I got going this week is San Diego Comic-Con vlog. I have hours and hours of footage.
Yeah.
So most of it is not phone footage. Like I didn't do a lot of like recording. And I think mostly just because I was like soaking it all in.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I was walking in, I just wasn't thinking about like, I need to record my reaction. I was just like enjoying in the moment. I do have like a couple of me talking, but it's mostly my chest camera.
Oh, yeah.
And recording going through the boxes. So, which in the comic community, like they don't want the fancy schmancy bells and whistles. They want to see what's in the boxes. They don't care about me. But
you give the people what they want.
But this week we're both getting after it.
Yeah. I also have the first gardening vlog that I need to finish. So I'd like to finish that this week. And then I have HyperX video shoot later this week. Don't know what it's for. Haven't really gotten a brief. They just asked me for my clothing sizes.
Oh,
so
you got to drive out there?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not all the way down. It's just to LA, though.
Cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I put it on the calendar.
Oh.
So, basically, you should have.
All right. Well, be sure to watch Dish and her August streaming, twitch.tv/Dish.
Yeah, and make sure you check out Joshua's comic vlog, his San Diego Comic-Con vlog. Excuse me, Spro. I have a hard time calling you Spro. I'm so used to calling you Joshua.
You know, the guy who I interviewed in New York, Gus, his shop, Silver Age Comics, that video will probably go out after the San Diego Comic-Con one. But he actually, he was there in San Diego.
Oh.
And so I went, said hi. And he was like, oh, Spros. And then he was like, he's like, what's your name again? And then I was like, Joshua. And he's like, all right, Joshua. And then the rest of the weekend, every time I saw him, he was about to say Spros, and then he kept correcting himself. And when he did, he was like, sorry, I'm trying to call you Joshua. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Like,
that is cool.
He only knows me as like essentially like a customer. Like that's what I am. And then, we did the interview with him. So there's like, I'm not bothered at all if he's calling me Spros, like, or Spro, whatever, like, doesn't bother me. But I thought it was just like really cool that he, like, it's just like a sign of like a good business person is like, he sees me more than my handle. Yeah. Because the business I do with him is over Instagram mostly. So
I always prefer to call people by their real name if they're willing to share it.
Yeah.
Some people keep their real names private in this industry, but I don't know. I If we're friends, I don't really want to call you by your stage name.
Yeah. But anyways, I thought that was cool. So yeah, Comic Room podcast every Monday.
Yeah.
Comic vlogs.
Yes.
They kind of like our podcast. You're not listening to anything, but it's nice lo-fi music and me going through boxes, and you can hear my negotiation. Yeah.
Yeah. You just did an episode on the Daredevil and Wolverine movie.
Yeah.
Discussing, and I know I want to listen to it, and I'm sure it's interesting because I know my dad is not the biggest fan of Deadpool.
Yeah.
And you like Deadpool.
Yeah.
So he's more like on the Wolverine side.
Yeah. Also doing a free giveaway on that episode.
Oh.
So if you're
cool.
like, it's a graded comic book. So it's not raw. Graded just means it's in a protective case, and a company has given it a number, a high number or a low number based on its condition. So this one has a higher number, not the highest number, but pretty close. So we're doing a giveaway on that. So if you are like, hey, I'd like a comic book with Wolverine on the cover, then go to the podcast.
Yeah.
The rules to enter are in the beginning of the video, but all you got to do is comment your favorite X-Men character, and that enters you to win a graded comic book.
That's a good idea.
So, yeah.
That's very good.
So, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys.
Everything.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to this very unstructured episode of Logging Off.
Go create this week.
Woo! Go do your best.
Yes.
Your best is your best, and your best is always improving. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
It did.